Hi, this is Jordan from the Solo Act Fielding. Today I'm going to show you how to set up MainStage 2 so that you can use all your backing tracks for a live show. In this demonstration, we're going to put each instrument on a separate track. So bass will have its own backing track, drums will have its own backing track, background vocals, all the instruments that you have will have their own track. This way, when you perform live, the different tracks can go through different channels to the soundboard, and the sound engineer can change the levels of all instruments individually, giving you the best sound. So first of all, what you're going to need to have is the stems of your recording files. The stems are the separate recording tracks, the drums, the bass, the background vocals, the pianos, all that stuff separate. So if you recorded your own music, you can YouTube videos on how to make stems out of that. If you worked with a producer, you can ask your producer if you can get stems made in whatever recording program that you used. You're going to want those stems. You're also going to want a stem of the click track with about a 4 to 8 beat count in so that you can know when all the instruments are coming in, when the song's going to start, all that good stuff. So with this, we're assuming that you have all the stems that you need. So on mine, if you look here, here are all the songs for the album that I just put out. And if you open one of them up, you're going to see that I have the background vocals, I have the click track, I have the drums, the guitar, the bass, and the synth. So all are individual wave files, so I can work with each instrument separately. So here's all the gear that I have. I have a wireless in-ear system. That's for my click track, so I can move around and still know, the beats of the song, when the song's going to come in. I have a Focusrite Saffire PRO 24. If I turn this around, you'll see the different channels. All right, so it's got 6 channels. It's a FireWire. You can get a USB, a FireWire interface if you want. I like the FireWire, Focusrite. You are going to need a 1/4 inch, a short 1/4 inch cable. You're going to need a male XLR to female 1/4 inch. You have the computer with MainStage. I have an Apogee Gio Pedal board, and I have a snake, 1/4 inch snake, with at least 5 or 6 inputs that I can use. When you open up MainStage, it's going to bring you to a choose template screen. So what we want to do is, because I use a guitar that goes through the Apogee Gio, I'm going to choose guitar rig. Here you get to choose different templates. We're going to do single amp and 1 backing track. Now, even though we have more backing tracks, because each instrument has its own track, we're going to choose this one. We can build on it and add more later. So we choose, we say okay. We're going to want to turn the guitar down right now. We'll worry about choosing the different audio inputs and outputs later. Right now we're just going to worry about building our template. Now it will come to British Invasion Clean. This is basically a pre-made sound for your guitar. We're going to use this as a template. We're going to strip it down and make a brand new template that we can duplicate and use for each song that you have in your set list. So what we want to do is go to Layout, and all these are already pre-made for British Invasion. We don't need them for what we're doing, so we're going to drag all over these ones and hit delete. We're going to get rid of those. For these, also, we don't need to change sets. When we play live, we're going to have one set list. We do need the patches because that's what's going to get us from one song to the next, but we don't need to change sets. So again, we're just going to click each one and delete. when we go to edit mode, now you'll see play, stop, cycle, mute. We're going to keep all these. We're going to keep all this. We need these. This is for our guitar tone, but now we have a pretty bare template that we can work with. So now that we have the bare template to work with, what we want to do is duplicate this so that we can make our set list. So say you play 8 songs live, what you're going to do is highlight it, and then you can do edit, duplicate, edit, duplicate. All right. And we're going to keep doing that for however many songs you have in your set. Okay, from right now we'll do 5. Now with this, what you're going to want to do is start building each song. So we don't want to call this British Invasion Clean. This is something totally different now. So we're going to name it the first song we want to work with. So for me, we're going to do my song String of Lights. And each one you can do, etc. So we're here in String of Lights. Here's a song. And now we're going to build on it. What we want to do is bring our backing tracks in. So this is why we chose guitar and 1 backing track, because now we have this panel to add our backing tracks to. So we're going to go into our stems, and we're going to find the song that we're working on. All right. And we're going to start dragging them in. So I have a particular order. I like to have them on basically the virtual mixing board. You can do whatever order you want. I like to start with the click. So the click is going to go right in after the guitar. Then I'm going to do the drums. Then I want the bass. All right, then I want the guitar. So I do live guitar, and then I have some background guitars. Then I want to do the synth. And then I want background vocals. So make sure you know how to label each one, or make sure you know which one is. I know what all these are. So now I have basically my virtual mixing board right here with all the different backing tracks. Now we're going to start mapping our buttons on our template so that they'll actually start the song, stop the song, and do what we need them to do. So right here I have my play, stop button, and I have my cycle button. So if you see here, it says Screen Control Inspector. We're in edit mode. I highlight it. You'll see that the kind of blue light goes around it. And we're going to override the set mapping. So now we have attributes, mappings, unmapped. All right. So right now we'll see that it's unmapped. What we want to do, all right, if we double click it, so unmapped, double click, it will give us all these actions we can do. What I want it to do is I want the play stop to play or stop the song. So we're going to go on each one. We have the click track, the drums, the bass, the guitar, the synth, the background vocals. All right. We're going to click each one. It gives us these options. We want the playback. All right. Again, we get more options. We're going to go to transport. And then we want play stop from start. Now you'll see here it says play stop current marker, play stop current position, all these. Those are if you want to pause the song, start it up again. During a live show, I've never found the need for that, but that's why I kept the cycle button and the play stop button so you can have your choice. For me, what I'm just going to do is play and stop. When it plays from the beginning. When it stops, it's going to go back to the beginning. So play stop from start. All right. So now if you look at mapping, it has it mapped. This button will now play the click track. All right, so see, there it is right there. All right, and it's going. So then if I click it again, it's going to stop. All right, if I do it, it will start at the beginning again. Now if you want, all right, and I'll just show you this, override set mapping, mappings, unmap, double click. You can do playback, transport, and play stop from current position. All right, that, like I said, will, if you hit that button, it will start it. If you hit it, it will pause it. You hit it again, it will just keep going from where you paused it. Again, I don't know how good that would be live, but it's an option. All right, so we have this play now. All right, we see the mapping here. All right, and it has this. Now, this is only going to play the click track. We need it to play everything. So we're going to go up to this plus sign, and we're going to add. All right, so we have mappings, play, start from stop, and now a new unmapped. So if I looked here, we have the click track still, and we have a new unmapped one. So now we do the same thing for the drums. Drums, playback, transport, play, stop from start. Okay, and now we're going to do another. And we have to do this for each one. And if you can't remember which ones you did, just go into mapping. You'll see them all. Click, drums, bass, guitar, synth. We still need the background. So add. All right. So now this will start and stop everything. So if I hit it, all right, you'll see here things are working. All right, again, you know, we can see, so I'll show you again. So stop, hit it, click track starts. I gave myself a count in so I know when the song starts. We'll worry about where to put the click track later so the audience doesn't hear it. Right now we're just building our songs. All right, so each one is now working. What you can do, and what I did, and I like to do, is go into layout. I have a waveform. All right, for me, this is just when I'm playing live. I set this up so I know that the MIDI button actually worked, that it actually started the song. So we go into edit, which is, again, this is a quick thing for you. If you want it, you can have it. If you don't, you don't need it. All right. So we have this guy. It's highlighted. This is what we're using it for. I like to set it to the drums. Again, it's just for, you know, reference and playback. So now I hit this. You see that the meter's starting. So the song's starting to play. I just like that. Like I said, sometimes the MIDI buttons can be a little fickle and it won't start playing. This is so I know the song has started, even though I don't hear anything. So now that we have this, all right, we're going to do this for each of the songs we have. So we can do file, all right, and you can save it. And then we go to song 2. We do the same thing. So for this one, all right, we'll choose that song. Here are the click tracks for this. We want to keep the same order on the virtual mixing board because it makes it easier for us when we choose outputs, when we're doing an interface. This way each output will be the same one. You know, output 1 will always be the drums, output 2 will always be the bass, etc. So, all right, we go in here. And we have the click. All right, then we have drums. Let me fix this up. All right, bass. guitar, synth, and background vocals. Alright, and what I like to do is if some of your tracks, you know, maybe one of your tracks doesn't have a synth to it, I still like to add one. Alright. And I'll put it right in there, and you know, to separate them, so it's always, you know, track 1 is click track, track 2 is bass, track 3 could be empty. It's where you would put this one in. It just makes it easier for me. If you remember everything, you don't need to do that. I like to just do it so that each track, when I go to, you know, string of lights, I know that it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I know the worst of it is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, each one. So again, that's just something to keep track for yourself. You don't need to add one if you'll keep track of it. So, all right, we can delete that. Now we have these. What we're going to do is map. All right. Again, so override, mapping, it's unmapped. All right. What we want to do is click, playback, transport, play, stop from start. All right. And we do that with each one. All right. And you're just going to do that for each song. I'm going to show you real quick how to add pedals now. If you're using the Apogee Gio board, it has different MIDI buttons where it will control kind of a virtual stomp box. So say you want some effects on your guitar. I'll show you real quick how to do that. So, all right, we double click on pedal board. All right, again, this is our live guitar that's going into the Gio. All right, say I want, all right, whatever, I pick a pedal. All right, I want some phase in my guitar sound. So I need to get this to work, but in here in my virtual stomp box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to layout, and you have all these here. I'm going to choose a background. I'm going to drag this up. All right, you can have as many pedals as you want. Say I have this. You can choose what you want it to look like. It's all aesthetics for you. So I have that. We're going to need, all right, a few of the knobs. All right. You can make it look however you want, and we're going to need a button to turn it on and off. So now what we want to do is go back into edit. All right, these little exclamation marks means that these buttons and knobs are unassigned. They're not mapped anywhere. So we're going to map these almost like we did with the play and stop button and the cycle button. All right. So guitar, this is the live guitar. All right. We go to pedal board. All right. As you'll see, slot 1, this is slot 1. We would have slot 2, 3, etc. So slot 1 is roto phase, pedal state, so on or off. So we're going to map that. So now it controls it. See this red dot right here? If I hit this, these match up. All right, so I can now control it with this. This one, again, all right, pedal board, roto phase, all right, and you can do rate. See if this is rate. We will kind of want these to match up, so we'll do rate. All right, and now when I use this knob, it's controlling the pedal board. And then you would do the same with intensity. Whatever one you used, whatever pedal you used, that's how you would map those out. And one thing I didn't do is adjust the volume knob, so I'm going to show you how to do that. All right, so we'll click it in edit mode. it's highlighted, override, all right, mappings unmapped. We have to do with each one, all right, you see here, volume, all right, then we're going to do, add another one, all right, drums, volume, all right, and so now, see over here, is controlling the volume. So say in a show I needed to turn the tracks down, you know, certain ones down, up, anything like that. It's just kind of a safety. If everything's too loud, you need to bring it all down. And again, you can just, you know, add a map, do it for each one so that it does all of it, and go through each one for that. So the mute button, again, override set mapping, maps, all right, click track, and just obviously mute. All right, add a mapping, drums, all right, mute. So just a few, you know, safety switches in case you need them, all that good stuff. What I like to do is have a knob just for my click track. So the way I have my setup is I have my click track in in-ear monitor. If it's too loud, too soft, I like to be able to kind of fix that. So, all right, we go into layout mode, and we're just going to add a knob wherever. You know, again, it's however, whatever you want it to look like. All right, so put it right there. Go into edit mode. All right, this little button means it's unmapped. So mappings, unmapped. We're going to go into the click and volume. So now this will only control my click track. All right, I just like to have that there in case, like I said, the click track, I can't hear it or it's too loud in my ear. I can control that without turning down any of the stuff. So what we want to do, if you look here for this, we kind of want to unmap this. So mapping, this is click track volume, unmap that. All right, and now this will work on its own. This will work on its own. So this little one here is for all the other tracks that the audience is hearing. This one is just for my in-ear. That's just an option for you if you want to do it that way. To set this up, what we need to do is we need to take our wireless in-ear system. All right. What we want to do is take the converter, put it in the mono. All right. And then we're going to put our small 1/4 inch into that. All right. And then we're going to put this into the interface in whatever channel you want to designate it for. For me, the click track, I've designated it to channel 6. All right, so that's going to go right in there. Then what you want to do as well, all right, is take your snake. All right, I have mine color coded. I know which one or what each one is. For me, on this Focusrite Saffire, all right, channel 1 is my live guitar. So I leave, I take my, all right, blue for me is live guitar. Gonna put it in, all right, and each one. So basically just put all the color coded in and remember what each one is. All right, so that's set up. Now we're gonna take the cable, all right, for the Saffire, put this in there, and then this end's gonna go into the computer. All right, so I have that set up. Then I have my Gio. All right, I'm gonna put the USB in there, and then this is gonna come back around and go into the USB slot. All right, so I'm good to go. I have, all right, my wireless in-ear going into the Focusrite. I have the Focusrite Saffire PRO going into the computer, and I have my Apogee Gio going into the computer. All right, so all my hardware is set up. I have my snake coming out, and then those ends are going to go into the mixing board for each channel, you know, channel 1, live guitar, channel 2, bass, channel 3, etc. After you've installed the software for your Saffire Pro, you'll need to set it up, and what you want to do is go into the Saffire Mix Control, and you want to adjust all these settings right down here. So they'll probably be set as something else when you first install it. What you want to do is change it to each DAW. So Digital Audio Workstation is what that stands for. Basically what you want to do is have the monitor output 1 as DAW 1, monitor output 2 as DAW 2, 3 is DAW 3, 4 is DAW 4, 5 is DAW 5, and 6 is DAW 6. So 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3, etc. What this is going to do is this is going to allow each output to correspond to the correct channel that we're setting up in MainStage 2. So output 1 will correspond to channel 1, output 2 to channel 2, etc. So now we have all our hardware plugged in. We have the Gio Pedal going into the USB of the computer. We have the Saffire Pro audio interface going into the FireWire of the computer. So now we need to set it up in MainStage. So we go to MainStage Preferences. All right, audio output should be the Saffire. All the sound is coming out of the computer going into the Saffire, and the Saffire is making each individual channel. So, you know, bass, drums, guitar, all that. So audio output should be Saffire. Audio input should be Gio. We apply the changes. All right, and then what we want to do is go down here, and now we need to change the outputs. All right, as it stands right now, all the sounds, all the bass, the drums, the guitars, the synth are all coming out of output 1. We want them to have their own outputs so that when they are split and they go to the soundboard, we can mix each track individually. So, all right, guitar 1, output 1 and 2. Again, if you saw in mine, guitar is output 1, so I leave it like that. However, output 1 and 2, it's a stereo. We want to change that to just channel 1. As it stands right now, 1 and 2, it's going to come out of 1 and 2. All right, so what we're going to do is, all right, click this center, all right, the center of this one, and drag it all the way down. We're going to pan it to the left. So now the guitar is only going to come out of channel 1. All right, and then, all right, outputs 1 and 2. I do the same with the drums. Drums is my, all right, drums are my channel 2, so I bring it all the way up. So now, all right, that's the right channel. Now the drums are only going to come out of output 2. As for my click, and again, this is all personal preference, my click, all right, what you do is output, you click and hold down. It will come up with this box. I put my click, if you saw, on the very last one, on output 6. So I change it to output 5 and 6. All right, and since I want 6, I go all the way to the right. So now my click track is only coming out of output 6. My guitar is coming out of output 1. All right, my drums are coming out of output 2. For bass, again, click, hold down, outputs 3 and 4. All right, drag down, so now only output 3. Guitar, all right, output all the way to the right, so now that's only output 4. All right, but now I have these 2 and only 1 left. If you got a bigger interface, you can do each individual one. I put these together, all right, so output 5 and 6, output 5 and 6. So, you know, I've heard different things of what to put together. The last show I played, the sound manager said that background vocals and guitar should go together, leave synth separate. It's whatever you want to do, whatever you think sounds better. All right, so again, 5, all right, and then 5. So these 2, I can change the volume individually. All right, so when you do a playback and you listen, you see what sounds louder, which sounds softer, and you kind of decide what the best mix is. So I kind of keep these together. All right, and now these are both coming out of input 5 again. So, all right, to recap, guitar 1, so my live guitar is coming out of output 1. All right, the click track's coming out of output 6. Drums are coming out of output 2. Bass output 3. Guitar output 4. All right, the recorded guitar. And synth and background vocals guitar output 5. On the Apogee Gio, it's labeled pretty nicely for you. Again, it works well with MainStage. I really like it. So, you know, it has basically all the kind of the simple buttons that you need. Next, what I use this one for is, you know, for the foot pedal to change songs. All right, so to go down to my set list, this one I can go to the previous one. These buttons are going to be for my virtual pedal board, the stomp box. This one, I don't use record. I don't record with it. Rewind will bring me back to the beginning of the song. And then I have play and stop. So this is going to start and stop the song. This is really the only one I need up on these for live. These ones, and then, you know, these buttons right there. Since our hardware is set up now, we can assign the MIDI controller buttons to control the buttons in MainStage. So on the foot pedal, on the Gio pedal, the play button we can assign to this so that when we step on it, it will start and stop the song. This way, you don't need to touch the computer at all. You just set it up, you start playing live, and then you only need to use the foot pedal to go through the set, to change the song, to start and stop it. So what we want to do is go into layout mode. Alright, and when I click the play pause button, it will give me all this. Alright, so what we want to do is assign it. So we want to assign these buttons to one of the buttons on the pedal. So we click assign. As we see, the device is the Gio. Alright, it's a press and release. All this is fine. So we click assign. It's red. It's waiting for me to do an action. So on my Gio pedal, I'm just going to tap on the play button. So when I do that, you'll see, all right, right down here, all right, the light's going off. That's corresponding to me pressing and letting go of the play button on the Apogee Gio pedal. Now, if your Gio pedal isn't working, if this isn't happening, what you might want to do is save your MainStage session, quit, turn off your computer with everything plugged in, turn it back on with everything plugged in, and the Gio should reset itself. Sometimes it can be a little fickle and not want to work, so usually if you just kind of restart your computer with everything plugged in, it fixes a problem. So we have that all set. Now what we want to do, all right, is on the patch, all right, so basically on the set list, this goes up, all right, the list, so that's going to be previous. If we're here, you know, on patch name, we hit this up button, it's going to go to this one, go to this one, go to this one, go to this one, etc. And when we hit down, you know, it's going to go down the set. All right, so we're going to click this, again, assign, all right, and now I'm going to tap the previous button on the Gio, all right, and you'll see that it's assigned, all right, it's working. Then I'm going to hit this one, same thing, and hit the next button, all right, so now we're good to go. I go into edit mode. All right, I'm set on this song. Say I do hit the next button on my Gio, it goes down, see? All right, and I hit the previous, the same thing. Now if I hit the play button, all right, you see that it's playing. And I hit stop, it stops. I do it again, it goes back to the beginning, just like how we assigned it. All right, so my Gio pedal is working perfectly. All right, and then what you would do, same thing if you have a pedal, what you would do is layout. All right, we have this, assign, and now you're going to hit one of the silver buttons on the Gio. So the first one, all right, it works. So what I can do is I can change the color as well. On your Gio, you have all different colors. I can change it to blue if I wanted to. So now the light on my Gio is blue. All right, same thing right here. This is going to be blue, and the light on my Gio is blue. You can really have any color you want on there. So that's how you deal with all the buttons on the Gio, and it looks like we are good to go, and it looks like we're about ready to start putting the final touches on everything. So this is the finished product. This is what I use when I play live. My computer looks just like this. I have my set list right here. These are all the songs that I play in the order that I play them. It's really easy to change the set list. Say one night I want to play this song first. I just grab it, I can drag it right up here and change it. You can do that with all the songs. Really, really simple. Another added feature I have on here is a MIDI button. Basically, it just lets me know that the MIDI is working. It's a MIDI activity. You can just drag it, put it up there. Every time that you hit your MIDI pedal, if it's connected correctly, this will blink yellow. It just shows me that the MIDI is working. So we go back here. When I want to play live, I just hit perform. My computer will turn to this, and then I have everything I need to play. So should be good to go. If you followed the instructions, I think you'll have something that looks like this. I hope that my video made it real easy for you to set things up and to get out there and play. So if you have any questions, you can email me at the email that's in the description of this video. But I hope you learned a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have some great shows. Shimmer like the bulb on a string of lights had me tangled up all night when we would run through our town and swear we'd get out.